Yeah, but anyway, man, let's talk about his understudy to a certain extent, Pusha T.
Yeah,
coming out. So we had the discussion, we had the debate, we uploaded on Unto the Truth podcast. Make sure y'all go into the playlist right now and watch all our episodes. And then what can I say, Sam, man? I told your ass so. And you were sitting up here saying, oh, Drake shit is better and this, that, and trying to get all technical with it, saying, oh, this is because of this and this is because of that. But at the end of the day, it came down to bars. And when we look at it now in hindsight, because now we can, everything, the body's all over the ground now. OVO camp is scattered everywhere. Now we got Pusha T and we had a bird's eye view. And now we get to see that Pusha T was actually very tactical in his approach. And he pretty much hit Drake with the checkmate. We're going to get to the blackface picture in a minute, but how you going to explain this? I'll sit back and I'll wait.
Oh God, you are very good at what you do. You're really good at what you do. And if someone, an amateur sitting on the left of you, will get swallowed alive, debate after debate after debate, because you come at them in a real slick way. You're really, really slick at what you do. But see, I'm always a great counterpuncher to the old God's right hand. And this is what it is right here. If you go back to the Uncensored Truth podcast, go up top and see the playlist right now.
Yes.
And y'all can go back for yourselves and see. I said Drake, strictly based off of his little slick talk and his wordplay toward Pusha T, and Pusha T's arsenal more towards Birdman and Lil Wayne in regards to Infrared. Right. Is why I gave the slight edge, 51-49 if you go back, to Drake, waiting on Pusha T's response, knowing it would be fire, because I put on record that Pusha T lyrically is far more superior than Drake. Let's be fucking real. You're trying to paint the picture, and you're Picasso at it, of the fact that I'm thinking Drake is a superior artist than Pusha T, and we both know that's bullshit.
If I'm not mistaken, you sat up here and said that Drake's initial diss, well, he was better than Pusha T's diss, right or wrong?
I definitely did. What I say? What was it based on though?
Based on it doesn't matter what it's based on. It
definitely matters what the fuck is based on. You like to throw that out.
Either it's wrong, either it's right or it's wrong. You know what I mean? It's like, so did he win or he didn't?
He won that round.
Okay, but now you want to say, oh, he only won because he said this. No, you can't.
No. Let me finish.
Right,
let me finish.
Go ahead.
So in boxing, in a fight, there's rounds. In war, there's rounds. You have rounds. Drake won the first round, 10-9. Pusha T came back and fucking knocked his ass down and won that round 10-7, which clearly gives Pusha T the fight right now. Now, in regards to the story of Adon,
right?
He ate his ass up. He talked about his mom, his dad, his kid, his fucking baby mom, his sick fucking brother. He chewed his ass up. He punched Drake in the mouth, have him bleed, and he doesn't know what to say. He made a statement in regard to the blackface, like we'll get to,
right?
But he hasn't made any lyrical response. No, but back. Let me backtrack a little bit and let's talk about Pusha T for a second, because one thing I will say I was wrong on, and that what I did say on the Uncensored Truth is Pusha T had to immediately respond to Drake's comeback. I was wrong. Let's hear about what Pusha T had to say to a lot of people, not just myself, but a lot of people saying he had to come back immediately. Let's hear Pusha T's response to that.
Try to explain it away.
You know, Push, when he dropped that Duppy freestyle, right?
Yes.
I'm thinking, okay, Push's silence is disappointing. I don't understand.
Well, listen, let me.
But wait a second, wait a minute. So I said,
because I need to. we're gonna get to this too. Because I want to hear. We need to talk about this, and I need to let people know who I am.
But let me dissect my thought for a second, okay?
Get it.
I was wrong. As a man, I could admit that I was wrong.
That's fine.
Because I thought to myself, you should have your finger on send the minute he drops something.
Okay.
We were all thinking that.
Pusha gave him the 3-day weekend and let him shine, let him do his thing.
Exactly.
Be very generous.
I didn't know what was coming, Push.
Exactly.
I didn't know the fire that was ahead.
Right.
And it was well worth the wait.
Oh, hell yeah, it was.
See, this is the thing. And I have a problem with that. Like, you know, the social media culture has a thing with a shot clock.
Yep.
When it comes to like rap.
Yes, and you have to separate yourself, I think, because they can make you feel like you have to do something out of your character.
Yeah, and I am not that. And it's funny that you said selfie. Do you know that I don't even hold my own phone to take a picture of myself?
What?
I don't do that.
You have an assistant?
I don't even hold my phone. Like, I don't do that.
Right.
Like, I don't I don't give tutorials on Instagram and stuff like that. Like, I don't do that.
Right.
I let the rest of them do that. I let the other rappers and stuff play like that. I don't play like that. I drop classics. I'm 16 years in. I'm still dropping them. Like what? Like I started yesterday. You can put Daytona next to Lord Willing, next to Hell Have No Fury.
Let's go.
2002, 2006. What you want to do? It's 18. We not playing. I'm not gonna sit up here and do tutorials and you know whatever they do. They gonna cook on it. They gonna work out on it. I don't do all that.
You're not on the gram like that.
That's not how I live. Like that's not how I live.
It's almost like you're saying you let the music speak for itself, basically.
That's what I do. And in that, let's get
That's
back
a long
to Daytona.
road. That's a long road, by the way.
Let's get. I mean, I've been here. What's up? I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, at the end of the day, that's what Daytona is about. Daytona, my favorite watch is the Rolex Daytona.
Rolex, yeah.
It's about having the luxury of time. I'm never on nobody's shot clock. Never.
I heard that.
Like that's not how I live. Like I listen.
So Pusha T basically said Daytona. We all know the Daytona Rolex. He's on his own fucking time. He will not be watched. He will not be shot clotted. He will not be on anybody else's time. He'll drop it when he feels like it. And it seemed to be a great move. He let Drake grab all the momentum of the 3-day weekend. Everyone thought Duffy was the end all be all. And then he started hooking them left and right. Here this motherfucker go. Here this motherfucker go. Always. But at the end of the day, it came out clearly like I said it would, because I said Pusha T would come back and he would drop his ass, and he did.
I gotta go back and listen to that tape. I
mean,
don't remember.
do.
I do remember us agreeing that he definitely needs to come back harder, and he destroyed him, and it's over at this point. What can Drake possibly come back with now that's gonna, refute what Pusha T did? Now he did have a response, for the the blackface picture.
Before you get to that, my bad to cut you off, but in response to what else he has. Now, there are rumors out here going around that he's giving out $100K bounty to anybody that has information on Pusha T. What do you think about that? A bounty out there, so he's digging for dirt. But we all heard Pusha T say, y'all can dig all you want. There's no skeletons in my closet. But Drake, I have more on you.
Right.
Should Drake really just leave this alone?
No. He needs to, in the spirit of hip hop, I think he gotta, He's got to come back with something. I mean, if you just leave it alone at this point, I mean, it's not really going to hurt him, financially or anything like that. But his credibility is kind of, messed up his little Adidas launch that he had, so it's just like, it's looking real bad for him right now. But as we seen the Charlemagne video that we posted yesterday when he was talking, with his interns and everything, a lot of people still riding with Drake. And a lot of the women, they're going to still ride with him anyway. And, but anything, this is good for Pusha T at this point. And it just goes to show you, like, lyricism is still, at the top in hip hop. You know what I mean? And I love it.
I love it. The fact that he came out and like I alluded to on our last podcast, he came out with a back-to-back kind of the wordplay, funny, slick kind of response to Infrared and Duppy, and it was giving him the upper hand amongst his listeners and amongst his fan base, which is huge. So amongst those, I mean, the buzz was crazy. And not like Meek Mill did, and we'll get into Meek Mill like you wanted to do in our pre-production meeting. We were talking about Meek heavily in regards to the beef with Drake. But Pusha T did something that no one ever did to Drake. He punched him in his mouth and he got him bleeding. Drake never had to get up off the ground and respond to something the way he has the illegitimate child, the mom issues, the dad issues, the 40 issues. He came at Drake's neck.
Well, why? The question will come. Let's talk about the Meek Mill. Why? You talk about the bounty and $100,000.
Yeah.
Why didn't Meek Mill put the information out that Pusha T put out, and especially, and in particular, the information about Drake and blackface? Now, no matter what Drake says, because he tried to explain it away.
Yeah.
It's just like you really can't explain it. It's almost like a dude. I don't know. It's kind of maybe people in the comment section like, how are you gonna make this comparison? I don't give a damn, right? Look, it's almost like people like Little Uzi Vert, a Young Thug, putting a dress or a purse on. It's like there's nothing you can say to explain why you did this. Now, Drake does give his explanation, but pretty much saying back in 2007, I'll read it. He said, I know everyone to join the circus, but I want to clarify the image in question. This was not from my clothing brand shoot or my music career. This picture is from 2007, a time in my life where I was an actor and I was working on a project that was about young black actors struggling to get roles because they were being stereotyped and typecast. These photos represent how African Americans were wrongfully portrayed in entertainment. Me and my best friend at the time, Mazen, who was also an actor from Sudan, were attempting to use our voice to bring awareness and to use issues we dealt with all the time as black actors at auditions. This was to highlight and raise our frustration with not always getting a fair chance in the industry, and to make a point that the struggle for black actors has not changed much. What do you say about that, Sam? Man?
It was believable. I'm not saying
does it excuse it?
No, hell no.
Why?
It doesn't excuse it because he took way too much time to come out with it. He should have aired that out a long time ago. That skeleton in particular, if you cared about those issues the way that you alluded to in the response, in the statement, then those caricatures, those images should have been portrayed early on. You should have been, soon as the best that I had shit came out, you got to drop this kind of stuff to allude to it. You got to paint the picture because now it's too late. The image is out. The damage is done. People already painted their picture. It's real damaging, and it's a damage that can't be redone. It's a scar that will always be there for Drake. He lost a lot of fans in that. Now the women and maybe certain demographics of the world that really fuck with Drake may give that a pass because they don't understand the significance behind the blackface and behind the culture. That's why it was so important for Drake to come. You should have came out. That's the kind of thing that doesn't need to come out in dirt. Because now it just looks like you're making excuses.
But why take the picture though? I don't get it. Like, why do you have to take the picture? What does the picture have to? I mean, I understand this the symbology of the picture, but like, why did you have to do it, Drake? Well, you couldn't have used something else, to explain, that. Come on, man, that's a little crazy. That I think that he had to put, a black face on to do that. And again, he could have made this so much bigger. He could have made this, a article or something where he could have put out there or a special on ET, whatever. And put it out there and really, brought light to what's going on and maybe started some type of foundation or something to actually help people. You know what I mean? So, like you said, the damage is already done. It's over. Checkmate. And me, I'm gonna reserve my opinion for Meek. We love you, Meek, but like, damn, why didn't you hit him with this shit earlier?
Facts. Let me ask you a question, God. So Drake's the blackface, does it? What was I gonna say?
Mm-hmm.
Does it hurt? Okay, so we all know Drake doesn't do interviews. He's notorious for not doing interviews. A lot of people have been trying to get him on platforms to hear him speak. We've seen the statement. Does it hurt him that he doesn't do interviews? Because now we see Pusha T running around and just talking about anything. And just out of the fact of the whole beef thing, the blackface issue, because he has a lot of people that are just questioning and wondering why he did this. Does he need to start getting on platforms and getting on certain avenues, maybe of his choice, and people start hearing his voice and speaking on this as opposed to writing it down? Because you know what I mean? Hearing it would be a lot more authentic, and just hearing what you have to say about it as opposed to a written statement, it will just seem way more authentic.
It's like,
what do you think?
Again, it's like the thing where we know Drake for. We know him from first the Grassy. Now we got this image painted of Drake, this guy who's torn party, this big superstar. So we never really kind of think about Drake, the guy who, talks about, these political issues. I have, a real good opinion. Now from what he wrote right there, I mean, we can have a conversation with him. You know what I mean? It'd be great if he were to, articulate that, in interview, like, with anybody he wants to go to, of course, certain people he wouldn't go to, but it's just like, of course, that'd be a good thing because we know Drake for this. So now when he puts that out, his statement, it looks like he's almost, it's like a cop out to a certain extent.
It almost looks like that athlete that really fucked up and somebody fucked up and they had a written statement for him and they had to come out and basically it was like on some robot shit. Let me say this to kind of play some damage control and do whatever. And then
this popping in my head right now. It's like the picture gets taken down off of Pusha T. It's just like, it's real what you're saying. It's damage control. Why get the picture? Not to say, and people say you can't prove it was Drake. Come on. It was him and his people. Drake. Right. So he got the picture taken down. So you're ashamed of this shit, dude.
Well, I mean, he struggles with some issues. Pusha T dug deep in the story of Adon because he talked about some self issues that a lot of people being mixed race, and I can kind of attest to it, struggle within the black community. That's acceptance. No, I'm half Puerto Rican, motherfucker. Goddamn black, goddamn this motherfucker. But yeah, it's like he probably struggles with that. He couldn't grow his fro because his hair didn't nap enough. He always struggled with being black and little things like that. So was this maybe an issue of acceptance, and maybe he's just struggling with it? He didn't know what to do in that situation. Maybe he was lost and in the sunken place. What do you think about the issue of him being a black male and not being accepted as black and always kind of being the Jew? We all see the comments. That was the first thing. This Jew bread, Jew. You know what I mean?
You know what it is? It's like Charlemagne. He does in the little clip that we posted yesterday. He does it, but more in a satire way because a white lady came into the room and he's like, oh, even the white side of Drake got to come in here and represent and this, that. So it's like, he does it in that way, for it to be, it might not, because if we do it in a certain way, people are going to feel like they're being attacked, but yeah, there are some underlying issues. Obviously I've seen with people that are mixed, particularly from black and white, because of the history that we have together. Now, other people have other mixed, races too. It's more than just black and white, but we see this dynamic, because of the violent, volatile history that we have, and the hate-filled history that we have, with each other. So it's like one side, you could say oppressor, you know what I mean? So you're always going to have that battle. And again, digging deep, and it's on. And Meek Mill would have never been able to do this. We asked why. It's just some certain people don't think on this. Meek said he didn't know what to say. So that right there tells you all you need to know. Yeah. You know what I mean? No disrespect to Meek and nothing like that. Everybody just thinks different. You know what I mean? So Pusha T, I'm glad that it happened. No, I'm gonna tell you, I'm very glad that this happened, because it brings up issues that are being swept underneath the rug in our everyday lives.
It's great for hip hop. Just on a purely music level, it's great for hip hop. We love the lyrical wordplay. It kind of exposes Drake in a way that we just, maybe he's not that number one lyricist that we all thought, or people thought.
Ghostwriters.
You know what I'm saying? He does have ghostwriters. We're going to talk about Quentin Miller, because that's an interesting character too later on in the podcast. But I mean, does he write his lyrics? Does he not? That question will always be on Drake's heart, and he does feel some type of way about it, no matter how much he dodges the question. That hurts him.
So you backpedaling now? Because you know why? Because I remember last week you were saying it wasn't because Drake. It ain't because of his ghostwriters, because of Drake's passion, and this is why he's here. So are you saying that maybe Drake is not this dude that we think that he is? Maybe
where in my statement did you hear that?
Oh, you said that the last podcast. I remember you said that.
No, facts, and I'm standing to that. But where in my statement just now did you hear any of that?
I thought that I just heard you say, maybe correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm going
that
to.
You said that Drake maybe is not the lyricist that we think he is, right?
In the general public, I'm not talking about me. I already said it. I said he's a great talent, i.e. Chris Brown, i.e. Whitney Houston, and that being a talent that doesn't necessarily have to write all his stuff. He's making fucking bread. My only issue with Drake is you say you're the best in the game. Now, when you say you're the best, you have to write your shit. You have to come back. You have to, when faced with a challenge like a Pusha T, someone that's been in there round for round, a gutter, a fucking Joe Lou, what's my man's name? A Joe Frazier in the game that's used to get punched, but's gonna punch you the fuck back. You have to respond being the best in the game. Nas got a response from Jay-Z. You've seen Cannabis and LL get busy. The beefs back then between the Rough Riders and Rockefeller, Jada Kiss versus, you know what I mean, Beanie Siegel, and those were some gutter fucking beasts, and those went on and on for years. Fucking my man Styles P said some ill shit about Aaliyah back in the day to get that Dame Dash. It was warfare going on, so y'all can miss me with that bullshit of Pusha T went too far either. No, he didn't go far enough. Drake has to respond in a way. No, if he doesn't have anything on Pusha T, you better figure something out to destroy this man in a way that you can, if you consider to be the best. If you don't want to be in that lane, I'm not mad at you. Keep doing what you're doing. Get your ghostwriters, because you are talented at what you do. You do execute a record better than someone that would write it. There's a reason why there's a Chris Brown, and there's a reason why there's a Dream and a Neo. They can't do what a Chris Brown does, but Chris Brown can pay them to do what they do at the end of the day. And we'd rather go watch a Chris Brown concert for an hour and a half than a Dream.
Drake better pay a better ghostwriter. Better get a better ghostwriter, because you ain't fucking with Pusha T.
Well,
you ain't fucking with good music.
It seems like a lot of the ghostwriters fuck with Pusha T, so they might not get bars from it. At the end of the day, I mean, Quentin came out and said some real good shit. Pusha T said he fuck with Quentin. You know what I mean? Definitely does. Let's talk about Quentin.
Yeah, let's talk about Quentin.